An October surprise awaits. That's what my guest today is alarming and letting us know. He is Gerald Celente, editor and publisher of the Trends Journal. Gerald, I'm really happy to see you. Welcome to the
Oh,
show.
no, it's great being on with you. It's one of my favorite hosts,
Thank
and
you.
of course,
Well, you're
people.
you're
We
one of
know that.
my favorite people to interview, even though people are always saying, "Are you guys really arguing?" And I tell them, "No, we like to, what's the saying? Agree to disagree, or we get along. Even though we might have differing points of view on certain topics, but I'm always open to learning from you, Gerald, and getting your point of view on things." So, October surprise, that is the theme. A very scary theme with a jack-o'-lantern you have here on your October edition. They're killing us. Explain that. Who is they and how are they killing us, Gerald?
They are the politicians, and they're killing us in so many different ways. Look at the numbers coming out. And again, we only put the facts in the Trends Journal, and then we give our analysis of it. And the motto of the magazine is "Think for yourself." We don't tell anybody what to think. As my father used to say to me, rest in peace, when I'd repeat what everybody else was saying, he'd say, "Papagallo, stop repeating what everybody else is saying and think for yourself." And when I say think for yourself, look around you. Could you imagine being a young kid going to kindergarten and you're wearing a mask and you're getting your temperature taken? And then being a young person where you got that, craziness running through your bones and you want to go out and play and have a good time. No, you get back in your dormitory. No parties. No getting together. You're not going to a bar. You're not going to go out with friends. No dancing, no hugging. Hey, how about that woman that's a health minister over there in California? And no kissing. They're destroying our lives in so many different ways. They're robbing us of our joy, of liberty, life, beauty, and fun. And they've destroyed the global economy. This is unprecedented in world history. How can anybody imagine that you're locking down all these places, and you see the numbers coming out? Oh, Yelp comes out and says, oh, only 60% of the businesses aren't going to reopen. And then you look at the numbers. International air travel. Oh, it's only down 85%, but it'll come back. And this is insanity. And it's across the globe. And what are governments doing? You're locking down again. Cases are going up. Yeah, cases are going up, but the death levels are low. We don't care about that. We got the cases. Yeah, what's the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention? Oh, yeah, they say that between the ages of 1 and 50, your chances of recovery from the virus, the case, it's only 99.8% recovery rate. And again, we look at the people that are dying, and you and I talked about this when it first happened in Italy. The average age was 80 years old. But they locked down global economies. They've destroyed so many businesses. This is unprecedented. They're killing us in so many different ways. And, freedom is just another word for something left to lose.
And I think you're expressing the frustrations of many, Gerald. On the flip side, people would argue, well, no, they're not killing us. They're trying. And I know you're going to have a response to this, but they see it as they're trying to save us, hence the masks, hence the restrictions. They're saving lives.
And I would say to them, okay, go back and listen to that guy Fauci. And what do they call Fauci in Italian? Was it Jaw? Yeah, the Jaw. Go back to March when he's saying, no, you don't have to wear masks. No. Go back to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Go back to World Health Organization. Go back to New England Journal of Medicine. Go back after one study, after another study, after another study, after another study, that the masks that people are wearing are totally ineffective.
Gerald, go ahead, continue.
And the other one is, what I keep trying to tell people is that, who are they? They are politicians. And these are the same they who gave me as a kid and my generation the protection of, in case an atom bomb goes off. In school, they had us hiding under our desks. So, okay, an atom bomb goes off, that just saves your life. They're doing the same thing with these restrictions that they're giving us. They lack scientific data, and as the shows from other countries that didn't lock down, such as Belarus, Sweden, and others, lockdown, no lockdown, you see the numbers.
So what was your take or reaction to President Trump getting sick, his handling of it?
Again, did he die? He got sick. You ever been sick before? I remember being in bed for 2 weeks more than once when I got hit with something. And what they never tell you about, Daniela, not one peep. Build up your immune system. Get into good health. Watch what you eat. Work out. Hey, vitamin D, go outside. No, you're not going to go outside. Get back inside. Get back inside.
Gerald. Okay. Let's talk money. Let's talk the stock market, and let's talk how we can protect ourselves here, because you're concerned for the stock market. You've been saying for a long time that a crash is coming.
Yep.
A lot of your critics would say, hey, Gerald, you've been saying this for a long time. What's different this time around? Why is it worse now?
Well, I've been saying it a long time, and it hasn't happened because in graduate school, they never taught me, or Economics 101, about negative and zero interest rate policy, quantitative easing, and buying up corporate junk bonds. So as we all know, and the people that are listening all know, that the game is rigged. It's totally rigged in front of our eyes. Oh, you remember the repo market thing a year ago back in September? Oh, yeah, what was that? What were they doing? Only $7 trillion they dumped in between September and January of 2019.
Right.
Yeah. So what's different this time? The other big difference this time is I mentioned about how economy after economy, government after government, they've locked down. What's keeping it up? All the cheap money they're dumping into the system. The negative and zero interest rate policy. So why would anybody, to me, and I'm only speaking for myself, I don't give financial advice, why would they want this digital trash backed by nothing and printed on nothing when they just keep printing more and more of it? So let's go to the United States. Go back to January. Daniela, we're going to have $1 trillion trade deficit this year. Wow, $1 trillion date. And now what is it going to be? Only $3 trillion, because they pump more money in. And now they're coming up with a new deal. You're going to see another trillion or 2 or 3 dump back in. So this is devaluing all the currencies around the world, except one. And that is the Chinese, the yuan. Because what China's doing, and they're calling it a dual circulation, they know, the Chinese, that the global trade isn't going to be near what it used to be. So they're building up the internal economy, making it more self-sustaining. They got 1.4 billion people. We keep doing business with each other. 1.4 billion people will keep this thing going.
But why would the U.S. risk that, Gerald? Why would they risk losing the reserve currency status of the world?
Because they have no other choice. The economy, the people are broke. What's keeping retail sales up? You know the numbers. People were getting more money with that $600 a week than they were making the jobs they had. They know that they have to artificially prop this up. It's every country's doing it. Every country is doing it. France, Italy, the whole European Union, one country after another. India, South Africa just went a couple of months or so ago, borrowed more money from the IMF. One after another. They're doing this artificially because when people lose everything and have nothing left to lose, they lose it. And you're seeing violence going up.
That's
They
right.
want to keep it quiet, and money will do it.
So things to watch of a coming stock market collapse so people can be prepared. So a second wave of the virus, prolonged labor market weakness, inadequate stimulus, market dynamics, high valuations, heavy concentration, political uncertainty. Have I covered all the bases?
You got it. I mean, it's right in front of everybody's eyes. It's right. Why the hell are the equity markets going up when you have an economic crisis like this going on? Every major country is going to have a negative GDP this year. Oh, except one, China. You're looking at about 2.5. As I said, the 20th century was the American century. The 21st century is going to be the Chinese century. And I don't say that in a very happy way. The business of China is business. The business of America has been war. China is doing everything they can now to boost up their economy. And so you nailed it when you put all those pieces together. How the hell is the stock market going up? How can cruise ships, cruise lines, airlines, the stocks went up today because they're looking at a new vaccine that, what am I, 6 years old? Who are you kidding here with this crap?
We've spoken about how you protect yourself in the past. I know you are a believer in gold. Have you changed your positioning at all? Have you been doing anything different the past 6 months that we haven't spoken?
No, gold and silver. And in the Trends Journal, we said in June that silver prices were going to spike a higher percentage than gold.
Are you still buying today, or are you all stocked up? You feel good?
Oh, I started buying gold in 1978.
All right, so you're good. Will it change dependent on who wins the election, Gerald?
No, not a bit. Not as I see it. Not as I see it. It's out of their control. It's out of their control. Hey, you remember a place, I think I met you down there once, called New York City?
It's my home today. Yes, I know it well.
Yeah, and you know how dead it is. And in a million years, you could have never imagined it. I'm a Bronx guy.
I know.
You are a Bronx boy, but
you are a proud, I'm an adopted New Yorker. You are the real deal. So I can't imagine how it must hurt you to see it. Does New York City ever recover? Honestly, Gerald, does New York City?
It'll recover.
New York strong. Does it recover?
It'll recover, but it's going to be years. We wrote when this started happening, when the lockdowns happened, in early March, we wrote that people will be leaving densely populated cities over fear of the virus and because of violence and crime and declining economy. And it's happened, exactly like we said. And do you know, Bloomberg did a study of 181 cities in America. Do you know where the values of the homes went up the most? Kingston, New York, where I am. Do you think it makes me happy? I own these buildings. It doesn't make me happy.
Yeah.
It doesn't, that the prices went way up. The streets are dead. There's no life anymore. And it's everywhere. This is unprecedented. It's unprecedented. Empty streets. Empty streets. So commercial real estate, major apartments, they're going to keep going down. The crisis is beyond. What was the one that just closed down? The cinema just closed down. The Regal just closed down all there. Yeah. And Disney, how many people they lay out? Like 28,000. Oh yeah, a show only 9,000. One after another.
And Century 21, a shopping mecca in New York City, shutting down.
Yeah.
My heart.
I know. This is unprecedented. That's what I'm trying to say. It's unprecedented. And so the people, go back, Daniela, to when this began.
Yeah.
We have the facts there, the words coming out of the mouths of the politicians and the media. They called it a war, a COVID war, when it began. These are the same politicians that start a war and they don't have any exit strategy. They have no exit strategy for this. You go back and you go to the beginning, nobody talked about what the implications would be. Nobody. We're locking you down. We're locking you down.
I want to know, and I know you don't know the answer to this, but we can philosophize of how does this end? Do we just go, does the whole system just erode, blow up, and we have to restart from scratch? I mean, how does this play out? How does it end, Gerald? Where do we go from here?
If it stays locked down, it's going to be hell on earth. Look at the businesses going out of business. I mean, you put your whole life into your business, a bar, a retail shop, whatever it might, a florist, and it's gone. It's gone. So the bigs are going to get bigger. Oh, the numbers just came out again today. The billionaires got richer. Right. The billionaires got richer. The bigs got bigger. That's what's going to happen. We all become plantation workers on the global plantation of Slavelandia.
Gerald, when was the last time you were optimistic?
I was optimistic about the changes of society as I started seeing people enjoying life more. How can I possibly be optimistic when I see people wearing masks all the time? Oh, and by the way, one of the covers of our Trends Journal back in February was Tank Man 2.0, and the Tiananmen Square Tank Man with the tank coming out of him. And we did 2.0 with the COVID tank. How can I be optimistic when Americans have taken in and the line was, the Chinese way you must obey? Everybody's wearing masks. Why did they wear them in China? Because of the pollution. 1.7 million people a year die from the pollution. And notice the masks, that even if it's President Xi or anybody, it's those blue masks, right? Not in America. Now we're going to have fashionable masks. Now people we're masked up. They have taken it to heart. Again, I'm not making this up. No singing. No singing. You're going to spread that germ. I'm not making it up. No hugging, no kissing, one after another. How come I be optimistic? The only way I have to tell you that I see this changing, and I think you'll be able to understand this, there was a thing called the Black Plague. And after the Black Plague, what followed it? The Renaissance. Ale Romana alla Antica, in the manner of the Romans and the ancients, to describe the quality and beauty of the past. And that to me is what has to happen.
I wish I could be transported back in time. I would go back and pick the Renaissance as the period.
Exactly.
I want to live in.
And what was the leading element? Art.
Creation,
beauty.
Art, geniusness. So
that's the freedom, and that's gone.
Maybe that's
I'm your governor. I'll tell you what to do.
Gerald, you know,
art is the way of finding the true meaning of the human spirit.
You know the Italian saying, it makes me think of this listening to you. Non ci resta che piangere. All that's left to do is cry.
No.
Keep smiling.
Fight for freedom. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing it. I put my money where my heart is. I had a big rally up here on the 4th of July in the Crown Garden. I had over 250 people against the orders of the governor. For freedom for the 4th of July. So I fight for freedom.
I'm not even going to ask you about Cuomo. We won't even go there. Gerald Celente, keep that passion alive.
Passione, it keeps us alive.
And I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for joining me on my brand new show here at Stansberry Research.
Oh, and thanks so much for having me on. I love being on with you.
Amazing. And thank you for watching. You can get your latest edition from Trends Journal, October Surprise. Read everything that Gerald has to say. In the meantime, you can follow us on all our social media channels. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. We are there. For Stansberry Research, I'm Daniela Cambone. Thank you for watching.